Yeah, hi there, Al. This is Michael. I am the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at Stealth, the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And I'm going to take a minute to answer your question. So, you said thank you a lot for your courses. There are a lot of benefits I got from them. So, I have a few questions regarding essay writing for the TOEFL and the IELTS exam. All right, let's go to your first question. So, you say an English instructor says, okay, so your first question here is, you say an English instructor says that restating the question or copying words from the question would make the essay weaker, therefore it would reduce the marks. For example, if the second sentence in the introduction paragraph of a roommate characteristic question goes like this, but what are the characteristics we should consider when we choose a roommate? I have no trouble with that, to be honest with you. Restating, I understand the argument. Copying exactly the same words from the question in exactly the same order, that's probably not a good idea, but restating the question and using some of the key terms from the question in the thesis, it helps directly organize the writing around the purpose. So I do not think it'll make it any weaker if you do that. In fact, you can go to my lesson. It's my writing lesson number 8 or my speaking lesson number 7, both of which will give you some good ideas on how to organize your writing. Now, number 2, you say, don't obviously state your opinion in the thesis statement. The reader should know your opinion indirectly. Well, you don't have to say like, I agree that something, but you can state the argument. But I'm going to say here that you should state your opinion in the thesis statement. You don't have to put I in there if you don't want, but let's say that you have a question. It says, studying in the library is better than studying at home. Which position do you agree with and why? So you could say, I agree that studying in the library is better than studying at home, but you don't have to do it that way. You can just say it. You might say something like this, if I'm in the library, I will be able to concentrate better, I can finish my studies sooner, and ultimately I will get higher marks on my test. So something like that. Number 3, you say, he also said don't restate your thesis in the conclusion. Since it is a short essay, I advise you to write anywhere from 350 to 450 words on the independent writing task. So you say the reader's not going to forget your thesis statement as it's used mostly in elementary school. Instead, write your insights. I disagree with that. I think it's okay to restate the thesis that you've stated in the introduction as long as you're not using exactly the same grammar and exactly the same vocabulary, but you should remind the reader what the argument was in your body paragraph. So again, if you write your insights, if you bring up some new ideas near the end of the essay, typically, in my opinion, that's not a good idea. You don't want to bring up new ideas in the conclusion. You want to restate what you've already said. Okay, so it looks like your English instructor and I maybe don't see eye to eye, it looks like. And keep in mind that I've been teaching thousands of students, and many of my students have gotten over 28 points out of 30 on the writing, and they use exactly the instruction I'm giving you now. So, and remember that it's not just about, organizing your thesis and your body paragraphs to get a high score in the writing. It's also about your language use. Do you have good control of your basic and advanced vocabulary and grammar? If you can answer yes to that, then you're also going to be on your way to getting a pretty good score. So you want to focus around organizing your ideas, providing adequate supporting detail for those generalizations, and then demonstrating good control over your basic and advanced vocabulary and grammar. If you can do those things, you're going to get a good score. You will. Alright, anyway, thank you very much. I hope in this video I've given you some more clarification on the independent writing task for the TOEFL IBT and also for the IELTS exam. And don't forget that I recommend for the TOEFL independent writing task, I recommend that you write anywhere from 350 to 450 words. And again, check out my writing lesson number 8, I think it is. And it talks about how to organize your writing.